All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the exclusive offering of the Villas Dayton Apartments, which is located in Dayton, Texas, 38.7 miles from the center of Houston. This morning, we will be discussing several things. You'll get a chance to meet the team, learn the history of Dayton. Um, you will hear some encouraging words of the demographics and the economics of Dayton. You will hear of our plan uh, and what's all in Dayton. You will be presented with information from the area. What are the rents there? You will hear our plan on executing and getting this property to where our goal is. And then we're going to discuss the exit strategy and explain to everyone how we plan on exiting out. So the disclaimer here, this is an investment. All investments are risk. Please consult your attorney, your CPA. All right. Please consult your attorney and your CPA. All right. Our sponsor to discuss the team. Our sponsor is Jim Biggs. Jim Biggs is the founder and the creator of the GOB network of apartment investors. He has years of experience, over 6,500 doors under his belt. He resides he's from the Chicago area, and he is the sponsor for this particular asset. I'm one of the co-sponsors for this particular asset, and I would like to, and I'm also one of the GOB board members and advisory to the GOB, and I reside in New Jersey. Next, of the team members that I would like to introduce is Alicia Milton. Go ahead, Alicia.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Alicia Milton. I am one of the GPs on this fabulous opportunity. I'm also a commercial broker powered by KW Commercial. My husband and I decided to start investing because we want to not only change our lives, but change the lives of those that are in our community. And it was no better time to invest than to invest in this opportunity. We are prior investors in 134 unit property in Houston, Texas. And what made this property so special to us is we just fell in love with the community when we traveled down there with Daryl. And I'd like to introduce Kevin Leons.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I am Kevin Leons. I am from Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm an accountant by profession. And I am extremely excited about this deal. I'm one of the GP members as well, and primarily because of the combination of asset types with this deal. So I will encourage you to follow along as we go through this, and I'll transfer you on to Trevor.
Hello, my name is Trevor Gearing. I live in the Seattle area. I'm one of the GPs on this deal. And something I'm excited about for this deal is that, it's in the Sun Belt. It's in right outside of Houston. There's a lot of great population growth and demographic growth, as you'll see in a little while. And I'm just excited about investing in this area because just a lot of really great things going for it. And it's a great place to invest your money, and I want to do that for my family. And I'd like to introduce Robert.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Krizak. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a passive investor on over 2,000 doors right now, and several other investments. And I'm really excited about this opportunity in Texas. It's a growing area. as Daryl's going to get through it, there's a lot of benefits that we see for this property. Also CPA by profession, currently a finance manager in downtown Atlanta. Back to you, Daryl.
Thank you. Thank you. So why Dayton? Why this particular property? There's a lot that's going on in Dayton, and I'm going to just bypass just for a minute. I've been to Dayton 3 times. The first time I went to Dayton, it excited me because when I was going into Dayton, I saw new construction, new homes being built. And these are just some of the pictures of the new homes that's being built in Dayton. When I was while I was cruising around, I saw new construction in Dayton that was being built. Okay, as we were cruising, and I was Alicia had came down, her and her husband. I wanted to show everyone that they're putting in new infrastructure here in Dayton. New rails are being put in. Okay, they're putting in new roads here in Dayton. And this here, everyone, is the new construction 99. This is what's called Grand, the new highway here. The Grand Parkway. Yeah, this is the one it's called Grand something. Right here, that's coming in straight across. Right. So all roads and rails are going to lead to Dayton. So I just want to share this with you so you can see it. Dayton is definitely bringing in people. Now, that is just a little bit of what we saw. When we phrased this, all roads and rails lead to Dayton, that was from the city of Dayton. Got to give them the credit. I didn't make that one up. But that was directly from the city of Dayton. All roads and rails lead to Dayton. And this is the road of the Grand Parkway. And it's coming right around into Dayton. The rails coming into Dayton. So that is, the infrastructure is one thing. Then when I went back out there that night, you saw retails coming, banks being built, new everything was just coming to Dayton. Traffic was coming, and we went out there during rush hour. People leaving Houston coming into Dayton, and there's going to and when Trevor talks about population, he's going to show you something that's going to definitely tell you Dayton is growing. All right, Dayton is growing. So besides population growth, household income growth, household income, home value growth. Besides that, Dayton is growing, and we are getting into Dayton while it's still young. So please, once we're done, please come on board and please come on board with us for Dayton. Okay. Trevor?
Right, thank you, Daryl. We'll be talking about demographics and economic highlights. So in Dayton, the median monthly rent is $911. The median house value is $213,065. The median household income is $70,755. The unemployment is 6.3%. And the population, last one we had just checked, is 8,628. But if we take a look at this graphic that Daryl is going to pull up momentarily, we see the population, the latest number is actually 9,013. So if you see from how much it's going up from 1980, it was 3.4 thousand and spent all the way up to 9,013. So we have a really good upward trend for the population, and we only expect it to keep growing. The home ownership is 59.5%. The future job growth is 32.36%, and has a very good diversity of different occupations available. For manufacturing, 17.5%. For retail trade is 12.6%. Construction is 9.4%. Financial is 4.1%. Education and healthcare is 11.2%. Agriculture is 4.9%. And hospitality is 8.5%.
So we're going to talk about the highlights here. The highlights of this property is that it was constructed in 1980. It's not that old, so it has some really great qualities. This property consists of 24 2-bedroom, 1-bath units, and they average in size of 750 square feet. It is excellently run. The property, when we visited it, it was clean. The tenants seemed to really enjoy themselves there. They have management that's on site that they're able to communicate with. We do plan on bringing our own management because they know our program and they'll be able to implement it pretty swiftly. This market is growing, and you saw that from the video of the Grand Parkway railway and road, and it connects to several other different cities. And as Daryl mentioned before, it's only about 38 miles from the center of Houston. So there's a lot of people that are moving out of Houston and moving towards Dayton. So you'll also see as we continue that our tenants, about 9 of them are paying RUBS. And when we take over the program, we will implement RUBS, which are utility reimbursements, to all 24 tenants. And the fabulous thing about this property is it, in addition to the 24 units, it also has 42 on-site storage units. And we'll provide more details here shortly. The price of this property is $2.6 million. It's just north of that amount. And you will listen to more details as we go on in this presentation. Take it away, Trevor.
Okay, thank you, Alicia. So here are some of the major employers in Dayton. We have a Target, we have Amazon, and Amazon has a warehouse, and there's a Walmart, it has a super center and a distribution center. There's McCoy Building Supplies, Infosys, Forum Energy Technologies, and Ernst & Young. And so as you can see by the list, there's a lot of different employers that are in Dayton. And like I said earlier, there's a really good diversification of different employers and occupations available in the city of Dayton. Right, Kevin?
All right, thanks, Trevor. So we're just going to give you an overview of the projected financials that we looked at for this property. And we're anticipating an IRR just north of 19%, which equates to an equity multiple for the investors of 2.24 times. And we have an estimated average cash on cash of 8%. And this is over the term of 5 years in which we intend to hold this property. So in other words, if you have a minimum investment of $50,000 in this property at a 2 times equity multiple, that will return you $100,000 at the end of the project's term. And our debt structure is an assumed loan. So the benefit of that for us is that we are getting a 3.56 interest rate on the total loan proceeds of 1.1 million. And this loan has a remaining term of 10 years. So this is longer than the whole period that we're going to have, which also gives an added benefit to us.
So a few more details about this property and its units. We have the 24 2-bedroom, 1-bath that's averaging 750 square feet. Currently, the rent is $860, and that runs about $1.15 a square foot. We are projecting rents at $950, and because we do already have this property under contract, we've already instructed the current seller to push rents to $950. So we do currently have tenants that are paying $950, and any new tenant that goes in before we take over will go in at $950. We're already seeing the trends go north of that amount. So you're seeing a $90 per month increase per tenant with that new rent. So as we make renovations, we'll be able to push rents north of that amount. And with our awesome storage units, we have 16 units that are 10 by 10, which is about 100 square feet. They are at roughly $58.08, which is 58 cents a square foot. We're pushing those to $65 a month, which is about a $6.92 increase. And the 10 by 5s, which are 26 of them, they're 50 square feet. We currently are charging $32.93 of rent, which is 66 square feet. We know that we could push that north of 35, as we explain a little bit later in the presentation on what we plan to do with the units. That's about a $2.07 increase. Unmute there.
All right. So the property manager worked with us closely on pulling rent comps for the area. And by Dayton being small, there were not that many rent comps, but we have some. And so the Brook Hollow, which is an 83, it's a little larger, it's larger than ours, but it's giving us an idea of where rents can go. Kindlewood, which is older than us, are pushing really a tad bit more than us, and they are older than us. So we know that we are right in between Brook Hollow and Kindlewood. Now, comp number 2, that particular asset is a USDA asset. So it is rent subsidized. So they can't push their rents, but if they was at market, we can only imagine how far rents would be pushed. So our goal of $950 is already being hit, because as new leases come in and renewals take place, they already going to $950. So we really went through a lot of the overview of the property. There's just a few things that that I'm just going to touch base on, and this is really to give you the basic information of this property, right? Where is it? 309 East Houston Street in Dayton, Texas, 38.7 miles from the center of Dayton. Liberty, it's in Liberty County. It has 24 units, but the icing on the cake for this particular asset is the 42 units that we currently rent, not just to the tenants, but to the public. All right. Building size 19,800, which gives us acreage of just a little 1/10 over a half. 1980 construction, we have plenty of parking. You got 24 units, but we got 34 places, right? This property is considered a C-class due to the age of the construction. All right. As you can see, we have great pitched roofs. All right. Tenants have their own hot water tanks in each of the units, and so forth. As Alicia mentioned, we are going, RUBS are already being implemented on those as leases are being renewed, and as new tenants come in, RUBS is being implemented already. All right, we're working closely with the seller on implementing our plan, and so far it's going very well. So as for renovation, yes, we're going to do some light renovation, because when I get to the pictures, you're going to see that these some of the units, they're already renovated. So we're going to do light renovation on the units, bring it up. We allocated just a little over $8,000 per unit, right? To bring it up, and that's and that will be a total of $202,000. Okay, $202,000. So the in place NOI 158,000, stabilized 202, going in cap 5.3, and our exit is a 5.8. Okay, so as Alicia already mentioned about the rent. So as you can see, $860 is the average current, and we're bumping it up to $950, and the storage units are also being bumped up. So on this particular asset, we have a $2.2 million raise. Okay, $2.2 million raise on this particular asset. All right.
So as we mentioned previously, the rents are going to be bumped up for both the 24 units and the 42 unit storage units. We plan to install reps for all 24 units. And what we found when we toured the facility are that the appliances are very old. I mean, very old. I've seen some of these since I visited my grandparents' house. So that's how old they are. We plan on upgrading those appliances to black and making sure that they're uniform so the refrigerators and stoves match. There is some damage to storage units. We can tell that some people have backed up into them just slightly. So we plan to repair those and install some bollards so that it makes it easier for the tenants to see where they're going. We also plan to install power at the storage units. And something that we haven't listed here on the site is we also plan to install a dog park, a small dog park for the tenants, because we noticed upon our visit that there are several that have dogs and cats at the facility.
So just to discuss the target, how's it being done? I know Kevin touched on it, but I'm just going to go just a little more, give you a little more information. Okay, so $100,000. If you invest $100,000, then your the annual cash will be $6,260. That would be a 6.26 on your percent on your cash on cash. So each year, as you can see, it increases and increases. 6.26 year one, 7.56 year two, 8.16 year three, 8.80 year four, 9.47, and it continues to increase. So during the 5 years, you will have a projection of 40,000 to 50. Okay, then when we get ready to sell, the proceeds will also be distributed to the investors. So you're looking at, say, 40,000 to 50 plus the 165, which gives you 205. So we're looking at a 2x multiple on this particular asset. All right, and as already mentioned, IRR 19, little bit north of 19, average cash on cash a little bit north of 8%. Hedging against inflation, everyone. Hedging against inflation. So the exit strategy, 5-year hold. We're going to hold this property for 5 years. Each year we shall evaluate the market to see how it's coming along. Okay. So by this being a loan assumption, we have, when on year 5, we can at 3.56, if the economy is continuing at the rate that it is, right, interest rates going up, then this would be a very appealing, the 3.56 would be very appealing to the next investor. Now, this rate is fixed for us. So if the economy happens to not be looking very well, we could continue to hold for another year and evaluate the market, right? And where some may have to pay a fee for an extension, we don't have to pay a fee because this is a loan assumption. So that will be that's one of our plans. Now, we're going to also look at their market and see during that time, maybe we could even renovate several more units, right? And to bring it up to market. So our exit strategy, hold for 5 years. When it's time to disposition, hold for 5 years, evaluate the market once a year, every year. When we get ready disposition, we could hold it for another year if need be, or we could sell it at the next, and maybe the next investor could get it at 3.56. Okay. If we want to, during that time, as market continue to improve, we could continue to renovate and make things even better and better to push rents. Now, Alicia touched on the property itself. So some of our plans, what we plan on doing is fixing the driveway, painting the building, and also the sign. Let me start with the sign first, going from left to right, right? We plan on replacing that sign, put a really nice sign there, you know, so when people drive by, you know, it'll have a little light there that will be really nice and beautiful, right? We're going to paint the buildings, trying to make it unified, right? As you can see right now, you got gray, white, brown. So we're going to make it modified. We're going to unify, not modify, unified. All right. Pave the driveway. Alicia mentioned about the storage units. These are the storage units, everyone. We have 42 storage units. This is the joy. Look at this. So we're going to put the bollards up so that when people pull in, they won't be hitting. See how they dinged up the right here? See? So and it's also on this side right here where they dinged it up, right? Now, it's these lights right here. We're going to change these lights out. Put in LED lights, okay? Put in some LED lights. And we're going to put LED lights here on the street lamps to make it nice and bright. Alicia said, hey, we got to unify these, beautify these ovens, right? You know, match them up with the refrigerators and the range up here. See that? We're gonna make these things look good. Bring them in, bring in new appliances. The cabinets, you know, put in new fixtures. Maybe we can even paint them. See it right here? They got some pretty nice looking knobs there. But we're gonna paint it up, make it look good, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to show you something. Oh, look at that floor. See, the floor has already been done. They did some renovation already. So the flooring, we really don't have to touch. Okay. But we definitely going to fix up the inside, paint the walls and everything. These are the water heaters right here. They're all functioning, and they're in each of the units. Yes, we're going to touch bases on the bathroom. We're going to be upgrading the bathrooms. Now, the one thing we don't have to do is put in new toilets. All the toilets have been replaced in the units, and they're water efficient. So we're going to go in and hit the shower heads, make those water efficient, countertops and cabinetry and the other accessories. Okay. Again, see right here, the floors have really been upgraded. The laundry room, beautify this a little bit. See what else needs to be done, how we could make it pop, right? Okay. And then we're going to, again, work with the buildings, beautify the buildings, make them more unified. So you're not looking at different colors. We're going to see the rails here. They were, some of them, I think it was 1 or 2 that was a little shaky. So we're going to attack that, make it nice and firm and safe, make it feel safe, right? This is one of the potholes that we're going to definitely fix, clean this up, you know, and really make the place look beautiful. As you already know, we have pitch roofs. Here's the laundry room, and that's a keypad activation where you push the buttons. And see it right here, we have benches out there. You know, we have, believe it or not, we have plenty of space for the residents to come out, sit outside on the bench. You know, let's say we get a little grill spot for the residents. Okay. Oh, that's all the pictures. Oh, I was moving. I wanted to see if I could show you. I guess I can't. But I was going to show you. Oh, the little doggy park. Yeah, right here on the side of this building over here, we have plenty of space. And that's where the doggy park could go. All right. So this is just a map to show you where the property is situated in Dayton. And within Dayton, there's a lot this map does not justify all that's going on in Dayton, Texas. New things that's coming in. Banks, like I said, you got banks coming in, retail, restaurants. You have so much that's coming in into Dayton. So this here doesn't even put everything up there, but it's a lot of restaurants where you can eat. There's a nice little like a little history town that and everything that's there. So these are the team members of Dayton. And so you have all our team members here and everything, right? So we're going to open this up for Q&A. Now, before we do, if you were invited here by one of the investors, one of the members on the team, please, if I happen to reach out to you and I didn't know, just let me know, Daryl. I'm already working with either Alicia or Kevin or somebody. No problem, right? And also reach out to them when, reach out to them. Now, just before we open up, this time is of the essence, okay? Our closing date, it was June 23rd. We're going to move it into July. I have not, Monday or Tuesday, I will be getting with the attorney to shift the date to July. However, if you like what you have seen, before we go into that, I would like to just do one thing. Give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. So, so time is of the essence, and we're all hoping that you will invest with us, and so that you could be a part of our team and of this property. So I have put the link to, if you're interested in investing right now, you could click the link and it would take you to right here, Groundbreaker. All right. And then all you got to do is click on request investor access. And then it's going to ask you for your name and stuff like that. And then hit submit, and you'll verify your email. But just wanted to share that information with you because, yeah, we're trying to get this capital up so we could go ahead and get ready to close. So right now, so we're going to go back to the questions, to the Q&A, and let's open it up for questions. What questions do you have? Please unmute yourself. No questions? Oh, we got a question.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. This is Danielle Gaines. Excuse me. I guess one of my questions would be what could impact the return on the investment?
One big thing that can impact the return on investments is the economy, the shift of the economy. If it happens to get worse, the shift, the one thing that can hurt returns on investment is the economy.
Okay. And my second question is, there's 24 parking units. Typically, there are 2-car families. So if you have 24 parking units, it may be tight on parking.
What
How is
to
that
be
going to
honest,
be? I'm sorry.
with the 39 that we have, we didn't see any problem while we were there with parking. And I've noticed in my underwrite on other properties, they usually run about 1.5, but so far I haven't seen any problems with the parking.
So there's 24 units,
Units and
apartment
30,
units, and
35.
39.
Okay.
Is it 35 or 39?
I think it's 35.
5 parking stalls.
And is it at 100% occupancy at present?
Yeah.
Yes, wait, nope, I think we got one vacant,
Okay.
which is
Is it
about to
vacant
be
or
leased up,
leased? Yeah.
Alright.
which is about to be leased up. Yep.
My next question is, how is, with the implementation of a new management and the raising of the rents, do you see that impacting tenancy? Because I understand, as I understand it, Texas doesn't have a rent cap. But with that, with the raising of the rents, would that impact tenancy?
The rents are actually, it's not impacting. I'm going to say that it's not impacting our tenants only because our tenants, majority of them, a lot of them are already, as they come in, they're already being charged that.
Okay.
And now if we happen to, once we get in and with our new management, we could test the waters.
Okay.
To see, okay, can we bump it up to 955 or 960, right? We could easily test the waters. And that's what we will be working real close with our property manager on, is where are the rents? Can we test the waters? What are our neighbors doing? And because that new unit that's coming in, they're going to, I'm sure they're going to be coming in at a pretty good size, which could really put more people towards us.
That is true. I'm in San Antonio. The rents here are ridiculous. So you can have a 1-bedroom going for $1,200–1,300.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of people are moving from Houston to Dayton. And as I showed with the population growing in Dayton, they're coming from Houston. When I was there, I saw the cars coming in.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Ms. Gaines,
Yes, sir.
come on, move up to Dayton.
Well, the job is here in San Antonio, so I don't think that's going to work.
Okay, then. All right.
Tell your job to move to Dayton. I think Patrick Nichols had a question.
Okay, well, go ahead, Patrick.
Good morning. I wanted to ask, and maybe I missed it during the earlier part of the presentation. You talked about a lot of retail and all this other stuff, but what actual jobs are coming in for manufacturing or whatever is primary in the area?
You said what jobs are coming in?
Yeah, like what kind of manufacturing I always think of, I'm a manufacturing guy, so when I think of where are people working and earning money and I don't, pardon me, but I don't consider retail that people have to make money in order to spend money for retail.
You're absolutely correct. So currently right there in Dayton, we have the Walmart distribution center. We have the Amazon that's there. We have a lot of these companies right here that's already, now Walmart is there 2 times because he has the distribution center and the big super Walmart. So, and then you have the Targets and you have the other jobs that are there. And to find out what else may be coming there that is as for manufacturers, let me check and see, and I'll get back with you on that to see if there's anything else that's coming there.
We also have the Price Waterhouse, which they're a firm that has attorneys and accountants there. So that's something that's separate from retail, so which also helps to increase the take-home pay for the tenants that live there for the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you.
Pamela Swanigan, go ahead.
Good morning. You had mentioned, if you can scroll back where you had the percentages on the demographics. I think it's one more back, I think. One back. Oh, right there. Go back. to the yeah, right there. So top occupations. So I noticed that too, where you have 17% manufacturing. So is it advanced manufacturing that they're doing, or is it old-fashioned manufacturing? So who are those employers? And how did you pull this information? I'm just curious. Was that from the census, Department of Census, that you pulled this data?
A lot of our data was pulled. Some was pulled from CoStar. Some was pulled from data. Data. We pulled also some directly from Dayton.
Okay.
Dayton, Texas. So yes. And you asked what kind of manufacturing. You said what kind of manufacturing?
Is it the old kind, or is it the new kind where you have like robots or chip, or you know, for the Samsung chip factories that pop up? What type of manufacturing are they doing? Is it stuff for high tech, or is it stuff for steel? Or what type of manufacturing is that would be key, because it tells you, it gives you a lens into how much is it, like minimum wage type manufacturing, or is it above minimum wage manufacturing? That's what piqued my interest, because if they're growing, you're going to have those advanced manufacturing type warehouses and companies coming into the area. That's why I was asking. Either one works, but it's more advantageous to have the advanced manufacturing company.
Well, the only thing I can say is that Forum Energy Technologies is there, and you know, if you want me, I'll just find out what kind of technology they're talking about. Because to be honest, I don't know if it's robot or not robot. So listen, I'm not gonna. I don't know if Form Energy is robot or not robot, but I know it's technology.
Yeah, that's you know, they have Texas Steel, so I would imagine they still have people, you know, working on the steel, you know, and they have plant operators, those types of manufacturing there.
Just curious. The other question I had, when you had said that you had put aside that you'll be in cash reserves over 200,000 for upgrades for each one of those apartments, over what span of time are you going to make those upgrades, and how often is the turnover? I mean, are you going to make those changes while they're in there? Because some may be able to maybe you may be able to make them while they're still living there, but are you going to wait until there's turnover and there's a vacancy? And it doesn't sound like there's a vacancy that often for all of them to turn over within the next 5 years. You expect all the apartments to turn over in the next 5 years? I don't know. What's your strategy there?
So, excellent question. Number one, the rents are already, first, I want to attack that with the rents. Okay. Some of the units has already been slightly renovated. People coming in now, they're already paying what our goal is with current renovation. Now, so what is our plan? No, we're not going to do no rip out. We're not doing a rip out because there's no need to do a rip out. What we're going to do, we could change the stoves, refrigerators, and the cabinet tops when, you know, while someone is at work. When it comes to the bathroom, stuff like that, if someone happens to move out, and if someone happens to move out, we could do it. Now, how long did I budget for this? A year. Because the number of units that we plan on doing, we could knock it out. We could do it in a year.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And with the flooring already done, it's easy to move around tenant stuff if necessary to do that upon their renewal.
Yeah. And really bringing in refrigerator, stove, units, I mean, you know, overhead ranges, hit the bathroom on those particular units. Yeah, we shouldn't have a problem. We have a good team that's going to be working with us.
The logistics behind that kind of stuff always fascinated me. So I was wondering how you guys had approached it in terms of strategy to get it done. So I like the idea. It sounds great. By the way, I'm really impressed with the quality of the presentation, the fact that you kept 30 minutes and you got all of the pertinent information there in 30 minutes. It's really, really nicely done. So kudos to your team for pulling that together in such a professional manner. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope that you invest with us.
And Pamela, one of our partners, James Verisco, he mentioned that Forum Energy Technologies is an international oil field products company.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have folks in there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I've got a client I got to meet at 11. So thank you guys. We'll talk later.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Any other questions? All right.
No, great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope that you invest with us. I want to just say thank everyone for attending today, this morning. I know y'all had to get out of bed. Some of y'all on the West Coast, and y'all got out of bed this morning to see this presentation. And I'm going to say thank you very much. I did put the link inside the chat. For those of you that are ready to pull the trigger, we really appreciate it, especially with time being of the essence. And again, here's the site. Once you register, I'll be notified to approve the registration. If you have any questions, please reach out to one of the investors that have invited you here, and so that way they can help you and get you through the process. But if there's no other questions,
Carol, this is Danielle again. Is there any is there a contract or anything that we need to sign in order to invest, or do we just invest?
No, there's the PPM, the subscription, the PPM subscription company agreement is on the groundbreaker. So as you go through, you're going to see all the documents right there.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Dow. Great presentation.
All right, thank you, thank you. I'll be reaching out to you. I'll be reaching out to everyone. All right. Thank you all very much. Y'all have a fantastic and a blessed weekend.
Thank you all, everyone.
All right. Take it easy.
Here.